Hey everybody, and welcome to one of my podcast interview sessions. The first one I'm doing on IG for Rapid Chat with Angus. Today, my guest will be Tharquinn Manuel. He is currently at UP Tux playing there, and I'm just gonna have a quick chat with him, just waiting for him to get online so I can add him into the interview. But hey Lee, how's it, Kazi? Everyone joining. Tarquin, let me just accept you quickly, bud, and we can get this thing going. So yeah, if you guys have any questions for Tarquin as well, you can just let me know, and I'll ask it to him, or he can ask, or he can respond to it if he sees it himself. So yeah, Tarquin, if you don't mind, just request to be in the video, and I'll add you quickly. Hey, buddy, how's it, man? Just waiting for connection on your side.
Yeah, is it on?
Oh, wait, it's on, man. Oh, wait,
How
how
are
are you,
you?
man? Nah, I'm good, thanks, man. Yourself? Seems to be losing you there for a bit. Okay, there you are now.
Yeah, I saw a bit of signal.
Okay, so you probably got the introduction now. Yeah, I see so, eh? So you probably got the introduction now that I started off with. So yeah, like I told you before, just a quick recap on your career so far. And we're gonna chat all about that. So Stellenberg High, Boyke, where it all started for you. But
Yeah,
before all of that, good luck with the game start actually.
I was in primary school actually. I always grew up with a lot of people around me that played a lot of rugby. So for me, it was always a good thing, and I had a good space with the people that was around me. I actually started taking it a bit more seriously when I was in grade six, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Nice, nice, nice. So I guess you're probably also one of the boys who play touches in the street all the time, and it sort of stemmed from that point onwards, eh?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I
yeah.
can see that, because you have a filthy step. Like if people saw your videos before and watched you play before, this guy can step you in a phone booth. Like he's like the Nations Nicole if you don't watch him out.
Yeah, I
um,
would say that.
so I know you have quite a good relationship with Chisnell as well. But in any case, so Stellenbosch High School, you were quite a star there. You played Western Province Age Group as well, and that led to SA Schools, obviously, which was probably one amazing experience to play international. It was international actually for the first time. How did you find that step up from? It's still a school level, obviously, but to play against other countries as well for your country. How did you find
Um,
that experience?
For me, it was always a dream actually because I think it was since primary school. I always told myself, I told my granddad that I really want to play SA schools one day, and hopefully, if I get the opportunity, I'm gonna grab it with both hands. And it was in my grade 11 year where I dedicated, I think it was a whole of December towards training, gymming, just to make that squad because I know sometimes it's a bit difficult when you're not part of these so-called bigger schools, which I think is
Yeah.
it doesn't matter where you come from basically, but like for me it was my motivation to prove a point that you don't need to come from this big school to play in a certain team. So making that team and pick up and reaching that level was a massive achievement in my life. Still today one of my biggest achievements. And I'm really grateful that I got the opportunity because not many people gets that opportunities. So I honestly it was a blessing for me that I could be part of that squad in that year, and it will forever be, I think 2019 will forever be my biggest highlight of my career.
Oh, awesome, man. You mentioned something interesting now. Talking about big schools. Generally, there's always this perception of they have to be in the top 20 schools to actually be seen, actually in the top 10 for that matter. You think about your Paul Jim and Paul
Yeah.
Lewis and Boyce and all those kind of guys. But there was an article not too long ago, I think it was just after the World Cup, and they said that a lot of the guys who played in that World Cup final in 2019, they weren't at big schools, or even in that squad for that matter. If you think about
Yeah.
Makasole, Kanye Dwayne Vermeulen, Kwasma, they weren't in massive schools. So I think the landscape of players being seen at different sort of levels, different sort of schools for that matter, not your traditional powerhouse rugby schools in South Africa, is coming to fruition now. And I think that's awesome, actually.
Yeah.
And also you mentioned that you dedicated yourself. So I would assume, I mean, being grade 11, I mean, we've all been there, youngsters. There had to be some sacrifices as well, you know, like sometimes the guy will say, listen, you know, it's a party tonight. And you have to be like, nah, I have to catch up on some sleep or I have to do some gym work, anything like that. You know, was it quite, you said it was quite tough to sort of say no to all the temptation out there, or did you find it relatively easy?
Well, to be honest, it wasn't a tough decision. Me personally, I'm a very religious guy, so I've always dedicated myself towards God, and everything that happens now, especially this year, it's been very tough on me. Also now recently, also with the Varsity Cup, like I believe everything that happened now is happening for a reason, and it's just teaching me something new. So for me, in grade 11, that December year it wasn't that big of a sacrifice because I knew exactly what I wanted and where I was gonna go. So people could tell me do this, do that. It doesn't bother me because I know exactly what I want in life, where I want to go in life. There was a stage where how can I say, where things got a bit complicated for me, where I didn't know exactly what's going on, but I made a quick mind shift and basically I just aligned my life in one order. So I know exactly where I was going, where I'm getting my strength from all the time. And for me, with that story with schools, I was in grade 7 when Cheslin gave me this. He told me that a lot of people, especially like schools and stuff, I have nothing against these big schools, but a lot of people want to see you like, okay, I'll put it like this. A lot of people want you, but before they know what you could have done, then they didn't see you. Now, as soon as you basically made a name for yourself, everyone wants to be a part of your success. So for me, it was a very big eye-opening because he went to Brackenfell and he told me all these people gave him offers here and there, but it's about your loyalty and how you and what you pride yourself on, basically. So it wasn't a big thing for me of I knew exactly where I was going in life. I had the right people in my corner all the time. So I knew me going forward here, being loyal, being committed to where I am because Stellenberg was always good for me since I came to the school. They always helped me in every single way. All these schools came at me. Yeah, it was good offers they gave, but it wasn't the same because Stellenberg was there from the beginning. So that's why I think like people should start taking note of the people that's really giving their all towards you and want to see you grow as a player because where were all these other people beforehand, before you made your name? No.
No, it's very true, Tharquinn. Very true. I can tell one thing. You have got quite a solid head on your young shoulders, eh? So well done on that.
Thank you.
But you also, your first professional feel or taste for rugby came at Port Elizabeth, Southern Kings in the Pro 14 time.
Yeah.
How did you find that experience to be for, you know, to be in a setup for the first time in your life, you know, professionally?
I was very excited because I always told myself after school, I want to make it in a professional setup. But unfortunately now with COVID and everything that happened, so a lot changed for me. I went December for preseason, came back in January, was there, then I had to go to Stellenbosch for a bit. Then obviously COVID hit, we came back afterwards in September for Currie Cup. And then the Kings went through their liquidation. So it was very good, I'll say. I learned a lot from it. It made me also wiser as a person because I was still young. I am still young, only 20 now. But I learned a lot from it. Like the people that I had in my surroundings. I had guys like Dimitri Katrikilas with me, Bobby DeVee, Ashton 14, like it's all these big names that was with me and they helped me a lot growing as a player. So the shift wasn't that bad and I actually enjoyed it a lot.
No, I think it was a good start as well, despite the liquidation. And if you don't mind elaborating, you've been involved in that setup. I think mentally, how tough was it on you guys to actually go through all of that? Because, I mean, if you're going to be in a setup for the first time, or even in any setup, in any time in your career, you probably want to be in a stable sort of place. But what happened in Port Elizabeth wasn't nice. There was the Care for Kings campaign by Bram van Straten, which was
Yeah,
quite nice of him to do.
I
And
love
players chipped
Brom.
in to help with salaries. Yeah, it
Mm.
was bad though. But from a player's perspective, being involved in the squad, how badly did it hit the guys actually?
At first, it didn't hit me that bad because I was still new to everything and still understanding everything. But later on, like I said, like now recently, a lot has been going on, and it actually started hitting me mentally now. These past few months, like realizing everything that I wanted. Like that's why I always told myself, like opportunities are rare. That's something that I've learned from this liquidation, and you only get limited opportunities. So from that, I could see a lot happen to the players. A lot of players lost their jobs now, obviously, and things became difficult at home for them. So that's why I say it was a very tough space for a lot of us. For the junior guys, it wasn't that bad at first, but afterwards, when we realized now we could have gone to university directly after school, and then we wouldn't have been in this situation now. But I guess it's all part of life
That's
and all
true.
part of God's plan, to be honest, because at the end of the day, we all learned from it and it only made us stronger as a person. Like, I'll always go back to Bobby because Bobby was one of my biggest inspirations there at the Kings. He always had this positive mindset of it doesn't matter what's going on. He always made a way to cheer everyone up on our groups and stuff. He always messaged to see how the boys were doing, and yeah, I'm very happy for where he is in England now also. So it was a it was a bad time for us, but we definitely all learned a lot from it, and definitely not taking anything for granted anymore in life.
No, definitely not, man. And I was quite surprised to see you up in Pretoria. I thought, when did this guy make a move? But how did this
Yeah.
all happen? When did you go to Tux, man? Yo, tell me more about that.
So after the Curry Cup, when the Kings got liquidated now, we had our Curry Cup squad, we were training for Curry Cup and everything. So I went home and I was in a very difficult space of not knowing where I was gonna go at the end of the day. So I got a few messages from Coach Nicolis and Coach can't say his real name, but Coach Taba. So he messaged me and stuff, and then they asked me how do I feel about joining at Tux and stuff, and I said, at the time I told myself I was thinking about it because my initial move was to first go to France, but at that time
Oh,
it was a 50-50, and the option was there to go to Tux now, obviously. So from like I said, what I learned from the liquidation, opportunities are rare, and I didn't want to find myself in a difficult situation of where I'm sitting again another year without playing. So I took my opportunity now. I signed with Turks and I went to them in November. So I was training with the Varsity Cup squad in November, January, February, and obviously now March. So yeah, it was a very quiet move. Not many people knew about it, but yeah.
yeah, I was quite surprised. The next thing I knew, I saw now you're living in Pretoria now, you're with the Tux squad. I'm like, when did this all happen? But I'm happy you made the move, man. Although I'm
Thank
a
you.
Marty's boy, I'll support you when you play. And you didn't play yesterday. Is there any reason for that? The injury, or was
Um,
it just one of those things?
Not the injury and stuff. That's why I said I was battling now lately a lot with mental issues and stuff of everything that was on for me. But I tested positive on Thursday, so I couldn't join in the bubble. So that's why I'll be missing
Okay.
out the first bubble now. But yeah, I
Okay.
was excited for it because like yo, one of the youngest guys making it in the starting lineup, and then you get this results. But unfortunately, like I learned, like I had to accept what it is now also, and it's also part of life what we're living in now with COVID. So yeah, I'm currently in isolation also.
Yeah, that's why you say you have a lot of time now, eh?
Mm,
But yeah, it's funny though how things work out, to be honest. Because the whole COVID bubble is an amazing thing, but anything can just happen like this, and then you're gone. But I thought to myself, I saw your name in the starting lineup. Why aren't you playing? Because I've been following the team sheets and I get all the media communication, but I thought to myself, I'm sure I saw your name, and then afterwards I saw that you're not playing. But thanks for clearing that up, man.
yeah, I was getting a lot of
But
messages.
yeah, but being at Tux now, obviously there are some goals you have for the season and as well as long-term goals as well. let's start off with your short-term season goals. What do you have in mind for the season? What do you want to achieve by the end of this Varsity Cup season?
Basically, I just want to rebuild everything that I lost and find myself now at this point. I think the most important thing now for me is coming back. My fitness has to be up again. Being just in a setup and accepting everything that's happening now around me. So, like, I think it's a very good opportunity that I'm also in isolation now, because it's giving me a lot of time to learn more about myself and who I am as a person. So, being at Turks, it wasn't exactly what I expected, to be honest. If I didn't come to Turks, I would have gone to it was probably UCT. But I think I'm very happy for the move to Turks, because we have this thing at Turks. We like being uncomfortable. Like, we love being comfortable in uncomfortable. So I learned a lot from myself also, because it's not in my comfort zone, you understand? But yeah.
And long term, is there any other goals you have there, or is it too soon to talk about that?
Not exactly. I know exactly where I wanted to. I first want to establish a very good name for myself now in the Varsity Cup, and then hopefully join up with Bulls under 20. Then build from there on in the Curry Cup later in the year, and obviously from there, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm working really hard now just to get back into the system because of everything that's been going on. But I'm trusting that there's good gonna come.
Okay, awesome, man. Awesome. Well, Tharquinn, thanks a lot for your time, man. I know we've been also trying to do this thing for a while now, but either one of us is always too busy, but now we both have a bit of time.
Yeah.
But man, I hope you recover soon and COVID quickly gets out of your system.
Thank you.
And all the best for the season playing for Tuks. The only time I'll support Tuks is when you play other teams, because you're playing. But I'm a Marty's boy. It is what it is, though.
No, too many people goes there. But yeah, luckily that's the first game back. So.
Oh yeah, you're quite right, actually.
That's
Well,
my
man,
first game
thanks
back.
a lot for your time again.
Thanks, Angus.
Yeah. Well, cheers, man, bro.
Cheers,
Bye.
enjoy. Bye.
Thanks, bro.